Steve's got his glued up here, and he just took it out of the vise. Or out of the clamps, I should say. We're gonna put it on the ground, see how it feels. I'll tell you what, man, this thing's actually, it fits pretty good. It's really not too wobbly. Now, don't worry about it being wobbly at this point here, because is it possible that our tabletops can be a little bit cockeyed? Sure. So those can also adjust it later, so that's plenty fine. We do want to double check. Remember how we stuck that wooden stick in there? Do you guys remember why we stuck that wooden stick in there?
So to space it out?
It wasn't so much.
Oh, no, not space it out. It's so that it wouldn't,
What do we call that? What do we call
be a
it?
cockeye.
All right, what do we call keeping that?
90 square.
90 square. Yeah, so we're going to double check it from corner to corner here. I got about 19 and 5/8 on this one. And I got about 19 and 11/16. So we are within a 1/16 of an inch of square. That's beautiful. All right, 1/16 one way, which means it's actually only a 32nd each way. Now, Steven came up to me and he said, you know, when I had my clamps in here, there was a couple spots of glue that I couldn't quite scrape out. Now it's on the inside. It's not the end of the world if we didn't get it out. But since Steve noticed it, all we're gonna do is take this little glue scraper right here, and Steve's just gonna carefully scrape it like that. Get most of it out. Take a nice piece of 120. I'll have you fold it up and just clean it up like that. At the end, go with the grain. All right, you're gonna get this whole thing. So Steve, once you get those corners cleaned out and you've taken a look at it, I see you wipe your glue on this outside edge up here, but what do we still see? You see that glue?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can also feel it. So you want to fade that out a little bit. Yes, I'm going against the grain at this point here. At the very end, you'll just take it. All right, and sneak it up like that. So anyways, our game plan is to have these things here all the way, cleaned up so that we can put this stuff here on next. And probably the next time that we cut into the video, we'll actually be putting this stuff on. So this sanding sealer right here, let's go over what it's used for. It says applies a first coat under any Minwax polyurethane. All right, it seals the wood grain, it sands easily for an ultra smooth finish, and it dries in 1 hour. Here's what we're going to use it for. What do you think would happen if I took a can of spray paint and I was just spray painted on it?
It's soaking.
It's going to start soaking it in, right? And it's just going to keep doing that, and keep doing that, and keep doing that. Eventually, it would seal off and
So you waste so much.
we'd waste not only the spray paint, but we just waste a tremendous amount of time doing it. So all that we're going to do is we're going to put a nice light coat of this on. Like it says, it's going to seal that wood grain off. When we sand it, we're actually going to sand it with just a piece of regular paper, and we'll smooth it out, and that way we can spray paint it, and probably within 3 coats of spray paint, the whole thing will be done, so it'll be in really good shape. So listen, Steve, I'm going to have you scrape out your little bit of glue. I'm going to have you touch up those sanding things, and next time we cut in, we'll wind up putting a sanding sealer on. Guys, why wouldn't we do that?
Okay.
All right, so Steve's got this bad boy sanded out pretty good. Remember that it's okay. We see some writing and all that on there. We're going to paint it black, so it's not that big of a deal. Now, Steve, when we put this stuff on, we're going to use this 2-inch brush right here. The sanding sealer that we're using is water soluble, so when it's done, go back to the sink, rinse it out. All right, and you're done, ready to go. What I'm going to tell you to do is periodically, I want you to make sure that the rim of the can stays clean. All right, all you're going to do is take this, put on all your nooks and crannies, start in the corner, work your way on. Why do you think I want you guys to make sure that you run the brush through the rim?
So it doesn't seal itself.
Yeah. All right. You're probably not going to use the whole can this year, and I don't want to really waste it. So go ahead and put this right in here, Steve. Make sure you get everything. No stone unturned type of deal. You get the whole thing. You can leave it, either let it set like this or set like this. We're going to do it. There's nothing real fancy to it. Just go ahead and put it on. I'm going to let it record a little bit while you're putting it on so everybody can see. Me personally, I like to start on the inside and work our way to the outside so that we don't get all over ourselves. It's not that big of a deal. Obviously, a little bit of soap and water cleans up. Go ahead and put a few more on it there. Let it record here for a minute. All right, so you guys are ready. Okay, so Alright, how's it going on, Steve? Pretty good? Remember, you don't need a tremendous amount of it. A little bit goes a long way. It dries pretty fast, so you kind of want to get your one whole thing. And just keep rotating around, get your top, and then do the outside the same way. But feel pretty positive about that?